Hi everyone, this is Natasha and I want to share with you something that I found at Dollar Tree, which caught my attention initially because we have a 6, soon-to-be 7-year-old nephew who loves putting things together, like Legos and puzzles. So I thought, oh, this might be a cool thing for him to play with, but I wanted to test drive it myself first. So it's these glow-in-the-dark Dino bones. And each pack has 2 different dinosaurs. I've already put one together to show you what a finished one looks like. So it was the Tyrannosaurus Rex that I pulled out. So there's a total of 6 available. And these are the ones that are available. So for $1, you get 2 toys. And when I tell you that there are lots of small pieces and numbers to look up and match, I'm not kidding. So I'm going to show you a couple of tricks, a couple of tips on putting these together if you choose to get these for your kids or for yourself. So this is the Tyrannosaurus that I've put together, and yes, it does glow in the dark, and it's I actually put him together during a couple of meetings where I was just had to listen. So, and I couldn't type, so I just listened and did this. It's the fringe benefit of working from home. But I was so excited to see this, and the fact that it really did come together pretty nicely, and it uses cognitive skills and motor skills and just a lot of really cool things, because sometimes you kind of have to step away from technology and do something with your hands. So I thought this would be a cool thing for someone who, you know, you want to foster some patience in, or someone who is in dire need of some patience, because that's also a good thing. So each one comes in a pack. Here, I'll show you one that's still closed. I picked up 2 of them, and I picked up 2 different ones. And now, knowing that I really like them, I'm going to go back and get one of each of the, I'll get all 6 for our nephew. So it comes in two different dinosaurs in one pack. So it's 50 cents each toy, and each one is 2 sheets of pieces, and they're break apart pieces, but I'm going to show you a little trick because they'll be easier to do. So it's easy to assemble. Use diagram to find and match the number pieces. So there's number pieces along with the slots where those pieces fit into. Slots with the same number are joined together. Once slots are found and joined, you will have assembled a cool dinosaur. Note, for better glow action, hold the dinosaur next to light for a few minutes before turning the lights off. So while I'm chatting with you, I'm going to place my dino underneath my light, and hopefully at the end I can show you that it does glow. And it's not exactly the easiest thing to convey on camera, but trust me, it does glow. It would make a pretty cool little assembly for like a night light in a child's room. So here's the instructions. That's all. It's 4 steps. Push each pre-stamped shape. Push out each pre-stamped shape. Join slots with matching numbers using the diagram below. Refer to the assembled photo below as you build, and you can use glue to help hold the model together. The only piece in the Tyrannosaurus Rex that I found problematic is one of his little Lilliputian arms. A little tiny thing. He could never scratch anywhere, could he? Or she. This one just keeps popping off, but I'm not going to glue this together. I'm just going to leave it as is. And you know I'll put the rest of them together too. So take a look and see how small those numbers are. I have good eyesight, and I had a problem. So there are 2 things you could do. You could, if you have a copier at home, blow up the image so you can see the numbers easier. See, it's easier to see, and that's 125% amplified or magnified. Or you can use one of these magnifying sheets, which they also have at Dollar Tree. So here's the card with the information, and here's how much you can get closer. Pretty good, right? So you are definitely going to want to do that because these are very, very small. A lot of the build, I have to say, I did just by eyesight, just kind of which piece went where. but there were a few that I definitely needed to make sure that I wasn't missing some pieces. So let me pull out this one and show you a couple of additional tricks. So these are brand new, not broken apart. So there's the instructions, and there's a piece of tape. So let me just cut that off so I can show you my little trick. So the first one, I totally broke apart each of the pieces, and they can be done that way. So you basically just fold back and forth. See, let's try and find a big piece, which is easier. So like this spine piece right here. This spine right here. So I'm going to twist it back and forth, and it kind of breaks apart. Breaks off of its assembled, you know, the extrusion pieces. If the outside breaks, that's fine too, because you're not going to keep that. But I think the easiest way to do it is to snip it off using a good pair of shears. So see, that one came off. So I have my Tim Holtz scissors, which are non-stick and self-sharpening. And they come in this size, as well as now this larger size, but the smaller one is going to be fine because it'll give me the agility to get into it. So you can tell which ones are the actual pieces because they have little circles on them. And if you could see, like that little circle. So I'm going to just snip right next to it, and then that's going to be the easiest way to snip them off. And because there's going to be so many tiny pieces, I kept a little container to put them in. Because, you know, especially if a child is doing this, someone's going to lose a piece, and then there'll be tears for days because something doesn't come together. So this is probably one of those things you might want to do yourself if you're doing this with a child, because once the pieces are together, you know, all taken apart, see, like this is a extrusion piece that can come off, and so is this one. So I would definitely, this is much easier than taking them apart this way, but you don't need any tools. You totally do this without scissors, and if a child is doing it on their own, definitely don't leave them alone with scissors. So those are a couple of tips. Use a magnifier if you can. If you don't have a magnifier but you have access to a printer, take the instruction sheet and just, you know, I would probably blow it up 150% just so you can see the numbers easily, and then start assembling, because that's like the best part. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish up assembling or cutting apart these pieces and then work on this dinosaur in my meetings tomorrow. So let's see if our dinosaur is ready for its spotlight. So it's been sitting underneath the lamp, and fingers crossed when I turn the light off you'll see him. Oh, you could barely see him. Maybe it needed to be under there a little longer. Trust me, the camera just doesn't pick it up, but they certainly do glow. So there you go. That's like the coolest find I have found at Dollar Tree in, you know, for kids things in a long time. This is hours of entertainment for 50 cents a toy. And once they're all put together, they can line them up on their shelf, and they'll be their little, you know, night lights after they've read for the evening and the lights go out. The little dinosaurs will keep them company. So there you go. If you have any questions for me, please feel free to ask in the comments below. If you want to follow me on Facebook or Instagram or Pinterest, all the links will be below as well. Otherwise, don't forget to thumbs up. It's free for you and it helps me out. Otherwise, I will see you next time. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you have requests for reviews of anything you've seen me pick up at any recent hauls, by all means, shout it out and I will do one on camera. Thanks for watching, everyone.